welcome everybody to Spartan Chat, our Discord podcast where we just hang out with people from around the studio and talk about any and all things Halo. Today, I'm very excited because we have the HCS crew with us. So I will let them introduce themselves. Nobody wants to start? Come on, somebody's got to start.
I will start. Yeah.
Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, sure. My name is Richie, last name Heinz. I am on the HCS team. My role there is competition coordinator. I oversee pretty much everything competition related to Halo Championship Series, both online and obviously at LAN events. And another thing I do now at the studio is I am the ranked product owner. So anything that goes into ranked, new rotational playlists, settings, anything with that, I work on that with the competitive insights team. And yeah, that's about it for me.
How long have you been here at the studio?
I've been at the studio since February 2019, so a little over 6 years now.
Time flies.
Yeah, you could say that.
I can go next.
All right.
My name is Diviyan, or Div360 on all my socials. I'm the lead producer here on HCS. I've been with the team since 2020, and basically my role is to kind of manage the HCS program all the event production, on-site experience, pre-production leading up to the event. And I also help manage a lot of the in-game content that you guys can see in the store as well, that our partner teams are help design and that we sell.
And that
I'll go.
Yeah, that leaves the one and only.
My name is Wes Price, otherwise known as Clutch. Was a former pro player for a bit. Now I work at Halo Studios as the competitive insights team lead. And I also commentate and am on the analyst desk, so I do a lot of talent work for the HCS as well. I've been around the Halo scene for quite a while. Been at the studio for a little over 6 years now, and hoping to keep that going.
Div, when did you start at the studio?
2020, so it's 5 years.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've all just because I think Clutch, Heinz, and I started at about the same time, and then I think you rolled in the year after us, I guess, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I've got a quick question for both Wes and Heinz, though. Like, when did you guys first start competing? Like, what was your first tournament? Like, what was your first one, and what was your last one?
Wes, I think you can go first. I think your first event was before mine.
My first Halo tournament was Dallas 2006. Strolled down from Memphis. My mom drove me and 3 of my teammates down. Actually, Gregor was on my team. He's now part of the competitive insights team here at 343, and he was a pro player for a little bit, but it's known him since probably, I think that was freshman year of high school, maybe sophomore year of high school. That was 2006. Made it to last round amateur bracket. It was pretty fun. Learned a lot, but most important thing was getting to go and sit on the main stage and watch the Ogres play. I was like tripping out about how big of stars I thought they were at the time, and really looked up to them. And then what was the other question? Last tournament?
Yeah, what was your last one?
The last tournament I count is going to be Nationals 2011 as a player, and then my last tournament, like coaching, I think was probably OpTic Gaming back in Halo 5. I had to leave because I was going through the academy for the sheriff's department at the time, so I couldn't miss any time, so I had to kind of leave the scene for a little bit.
That's fair. How about you, Heinz?
For me, my first event was Dallas 2007, and at that point, I was pretty young. I think my best experience at that event was free-for-all. What really got me hooked was just I made it to the professional bracket or champ bracket of free-for-all, and the stars were like sitting next to me. I sat next to Walshy in a free-for-all, and I was like, holy crap, like this is my first event, and Dave Walsh is sitting next to me and being really encouraging, like congrats on making it this far, your first event. And it kind of just, that kind of mindset I kept with me to keep going, obviously become a professional player. It was really nice to see someone like that has had that much success even at that point in 2007 to just be so humble. So shout out to Dave Walsh. My last event competing, I believe it was DreamHack Atlanta 2017. I don't talk about it much. didn't go great. I think it was like, okay, Father Time's like, it's time. So, all in all, obviously competing at a professional level for like 10 years is pretty cool. So no complaints. After that, I just obviously wanted to stay involved in the scene, and then Wes was kind enough to give me an opportunity at Halo Studios. So that's kind of how my path developed into pro player to working behind the scenes.
Very cool. It has been a lot. It has been a hot minute at Hawkner since the last one of these. It's very excited to get it out. Div, how did you get into esports? I actually don't think I know this. I know you came from like Microsoft Store stuff. I just don't know how that translated to esports.
Yeah. It's definitely more of an unusual path, but I started off with the Microsoft stores up in Toronto. I've been with that team from 2012 to about 2016. Once around the time that Halo 5 launched, I looked to kind of host tournaments for that game, and we had a lot of like good buzz. Things popped up on Reddit, and I looked to kind of build out a program that all stores can kind of emulate. And that's when I first got in contact with the HCS team and Tashi, uh, and talked about what we can do to potentially like bring this to more stores, more locations. And we were able to do that. Moved over to the Microsoft Store gaming and esports team, where we kind of were able to kind of host monthly events. So if you ever been to a Microsoft store and participated in an H3 LAN or H5 LAN, that was kind of me in the background trying to make that happen. And from there, uh, Tashi and team reached out to see if I would be interested in kind of working as a producer on the team ahead of the Infinite launch, and definitely I signed up. I wanted to do that, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
And all roads lead to the studio. We're all here. I'm obviously
Exactly.
not on the esports team. I'm on the community team for those of you that don't know. I guess I didn't introduce myself at the top, but my name's Sam. Some of you know me as Snickerdoodle. I have also been at the studio since 2019, I believe, January. So it's been a while. Yeah, so we're just here. I'm actually really excited for this because not only is you guys have a lot going on this year, like already, right? We're in April, but you have HCS Arlington is next weekend, so we'll talk about that. But you also have you guys just announced a really cool, the new thing for Halo, which is the S&D Extraction mode, which is coming, right?
That's right.
Yes.
It is coming. If you were able to watch the Case on Invitational a couple weekends ago, we were able to showcase it in a small way with some pro players. They had a lot of fun with it. And what's cool about Arlington is it's going to be playable on site for fans that are there. So if you are attending or you want to attend, I hopefully think that would be a little bit motivating to play a brand new mode. And of course, we would like to hear your feedback because we're still in a spot where we can probably respond to it and like just overall want to get people's feel for how the map and mode are playing. This is a brand new experience to Halo all up. Like um, never really been done before in this aspect. I'm really excited for players to finally be able to try it out. So definitely think that's one of the cooler things about the HCS Arlington event.
So the one event I don't get to go to is one where you guys get to play the really cool new mode. I have a roller derby game that weekend, so I'll be watching, but I can't make it. I'm sad. What was like what made you guys want to bring this mode into Halo though, right? Because it's popular in other games, obviously, and other titles. It's not necessarily a new mode itself, but I assume it's also the power of our Forge and everything like that that makes it possible. So, what was the catalyst for bringing this into Halo?
I think the one to bring this to Halo is when you look across all the other esports that kind of carry this mode in S&D, the moments that it creates and the tension and the high stakes, just like big opportunities that allow for plays to be made, memories to be created, like those. It's so difficult to replicate that unless it's a very close, like Team Slayer, I think, from the HCS side in Halo. I also think it's just been so long since we've seen something like a brand new mode that is potentially competitive in Halo. A lot of like legacy modes are carried on from game to game, and those are awesome. But continuing to explore is always like a very difficult thought process, especially how does this work in Halo? And how do you keep the moments as opportunistic as they are in other games, such as like Valorant, Call of Duty, Counter Strike, all of these different games that play so similar with their mode. Like, how does that ever work in Halo? And I think we've always thought about that. Me being a gamer that's played every single one of those titles and really enjoys the round 11 1v1 situational use case there. I think that there's nothing that gets my blood going like a big moment like that, and to try and replicate that in the Halo atmosphere was a big challenge and something that I always wanted to see come to fruition if we were able to make it happen.
I'm excited. I cannot imagine like just how tense some of your playtests must get over this. Like knowing who all's on your team, like those playtests have to get pretty intense, and like just it all comes down to like one last thing. I can only imagine that. So
it's a lot of fun, and it's very intense. Obviously, we're all super competitive. Everybody on the team used to be a
are you
professional player at
saying?
one point
Hang
in
on, you're
time.
telling me that the competitive insights team is competitive?
Yeah, and we haven't lost that edge or that.
Oh
that,
no! I'm
human
well aware.
quality yet.
I've been in playtests with you guys. There is no stopping that. Win at all costs, which is great. Is anybody turning out to be like a super sneaky like expert at S&D or anything like that? Anybody like surprising you?
I think everybody has their own like different play styles, and I think that that's something that the mode is uniquely going to bring to Halo. Being able to purchase all the different sandbox items that you are throughout the menu and throughout each round, you see like play styles kind of form. We've seen like Repulse Sticky be paired together by players, like specific players. We see like the Skewer and the Snipes be dominant in other people's play styles, and then like people play for Quantums and the buyback system a lot, and you see preferences across people's play styles. I don't think anybody individually like has showed like a massive gap of improvement from like the 4v4. I think like we're all pretty good players to a point where there's no surprises. I think after we've been playing with each other for about 6 years now, it feels. But I do think it's funny and unique way of showing people's preferences, what and how they want to play the mode. Because I think that there's so many different ways that we've explored, and then I'm sure once it's released to the public, people will find and create different metas as well.
Yeah, Sam, something I enjoy about both playing and watching competitive insights team is, as a player, especially over time, you kind of gather what your play style is, what you mold into, whether at a high level you categorize as like a main slayer or a support player or an objective player. This mode gives you the opportunity to like express yourself how you want to and still benefit the team. Like there are going to be players like Wes will grab the Skewer and Sniper and just take someone out right away. And like maybe I'm not playing too well. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a threat sensor and identify where the enemies are for my teammates that have the weapons and are hitting their shots. And then other things like players with really good movement, they're going to use Repulsor and Sticky, or maybe like a Quantum so they can get information and then dip out alive. There's so many different unique combinations. And like Wes is saying, we haven't even we've just began to discover some of the meta. So like when this gets released to the public, it's going to be so cool to see what they come up with.
So basically what you're saying is you got to learn how to play 4D chess and get really good at that.
Yeah, because you might find something that works for you, and then someone's gonna be like, you know what, I found this that counters that perfectly, and you're gonna have to rethink everything. So it is a fun meta that just evolves over time, and it's ever changing because whatever you raise, they might counter something.
I think that's my favorite thing with like especially something new like this. You're like, oh, this is exactly how I envision this being played, and then you see someone else doing, you're like, why are you doing that? I never thought of that. Wow, that was really clever. So I'm looking forward to stuff like that, like seeing clips and all the experiences that people are having that are just wildly outside of like what you would expect. I think that's kind of always exciting to watch. But speaking of exciting things to watch, we did touch on it. Next weekend should be a really good weekend of Halo. So if y'all have nothing to do, you guys should be tuned in to twitch.tv/Halo, because you guys are all going to be in Arlington, Texas, right?
Yes, we are.
Who wants
We
to
love
talk about
Texas.
it? Oh yeah, you guys really do love Texas. But who wants to like give the rundown on what HCS Arlington, because it's the kickoff major. Hey, looks like somebody in chat's going. He's very excited.
Let's go. Yeah, I can kick it off.
All right.
Yeah, we're super looking forward to having HCS start in 2025. It's been a few months since the last event. Looking forward to kind of seeing how the storylines and all that, how the teams shake up, kind of comes together on the LAN and events. I know we had that Case on Invitational, which was awesome, by the way, for those of you who tuned in a couple of weeks ago. But to kind of see everybody come together and hopefully add a few more reps in would be, it's going to be amazing to see. There's a ton to look forward to on site. We're working closely with the OpTic and the ESA team to kind of build out an awesome and fun and fan experience. We got Boots from our partner teams, Complexity. Earlier, they announced that they'll be there. We're going to have a couple more that tune in on social to kind of see who they are, but look forward to new merch, new things to do, activations, and all that once you enter in the main venue space. We got 1v1 Showdown being a highlight of the event in addition to the side tournaments. So there's lots to play in addition to the open bracket, if you do have that competitive itch that you want to kind of satiate. And yeah, lots to look forward to. Like the 405th will be there on site taking pictures with fans. There's going to be a few things to kind of look at and touch and see. And yeah, the main tournament's going to be amazing.
I would like you all to know that Lalo said he will be there no matter what. So that is excellent news for the HCS socials. Shout out to Lalo. Shout out to Lalo, because everybody that follows the HCS account, he is working like a madman behind the scenes to make sure that all that gets out there. So that man, I don't think leaves the desk at all weekend. Pretty sure he brings a sleeping bag. So, but speaking of this, so this event is hosted by OpTic Gaming, right? This is their thing. Like, let's talk about it. Like, what teams are going to be there? What are you guys looking forward to seeing? Because like we've seen some pretty interesting stuff in the onlines, like leading up to this, right? Like there was roster, obviously, as there's every year, Roster Mania, which is one of my favorite times of year because I love watching it. I love watching to see who's going where. And I love seeing what teams come together. So we got Roster Mania that happened. So I don't think, did any team carry over the same roster from last season to this season?
No, they did not.
That's exciting.
That is one of my most interesting things. And Wes, of all people, can attest to this because he won a national championship and then his roster changed. SSG won the world championship last year, and they not only did they change, they split in half. And a couple of their players went to their arguable biggest rival in OpTic. And then FaZe split up. Shopify has an amazing roster right now with Frosty, Royal 2, Last Shot, and Cycle.
I did not expect to see that roster, by the way. When that one popped out, I was like, where did this come from? But it's obviously working for them.
I didn't either. And yes, it is working for them. I feel like they're very thoughtful about their team makeup there, and it's showing in their performance. They proved it on LAN at the KSON events. Obviously, the map count between OpTic and Shopify was, I believe, exactly even. So it's just a great teaser for the OpTic event. It feels like OpTic and Shopify might be on a collision course, but I am curious to see which other teams can maybe intervene there. I still think we haven't obviously heard the last of the SSG roster. Those guys are so experienced. They're going to be great. FaZe is progressing. I'm curious to see what kind of Cloud9 shows up. That roster has promise. As for the details, I feel like, Wes, you have such a good pulse on these teams. Is there anyone in particular or a match on Friday you're looking forward to most?
I think when I just step back and look at the tournament as a whole, like kicking off year 4 of a video game, I expect like competition to be as close as ever. I think we see that across any Halo title that lasts up until even like year 3. Like it's usually year 3 where all of a sudden the guys that have built their careers in that single title rather than having been a pro across several titles really start to find their footing, really start to believe and understand what it's like to play at a high level at a tournament consistently every single day. So it won't surprise me when we see a lot of these guys that have been hovering around the top 8, top 6, a couple top 4s really start to create more consistent upsets or play their best more consistently, I would say. So I'm really excited for the competition overall. I think this is by far the biggest team, hurricane that we've ever seen in Halo. Every single team changing, apparently, outside of someone said it in the chat. It was
I saw Mind
the
Freak.
Australian team. Yep, Mind Freak. They stayed the same. Probably best for them. But I can't wait to see all the kind of drama. I mean, this is the first time we've seen a team without Snakebite, Roll 2, and Frosty in 9 years.
Which, by the way, is bonkers. Like that,
Yep.
like looking at that, I was like, "There's no way." And you look back, and it's like they were together for so long. Like that completely changes everything. But like also, 4 years of HCS is crazy, and like I feel like every year you're like, "Wow, the next year cannot be better than the last." But it's been wrong every time, so I'm so excited to see this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And just even like with the backstories of how these teams formed, I think it's so interesting to see kind of who's motivated to answer the disrespect in a sense. I mean, Frosty and Royal 2 having to sit out and kind of pick up the pieces
Mm-hmm.
and take a chance on the young guns, and I think it's paid off amazing for them. And honestly, it reminds me of when Triggers Down had SK and Asteria, guys that kind of had expectations of winning but couldn't do it consistently. Picked up Heinz and Pistola, and that became like the number one team for the next year. And I think giving those young guns a chance revitalizes opportunities for Frosty and Roll 2, people that I think are always in the conversation of MVP races of every single game and every single year that they've played. For them to watch OpTic form by decision, to watch SSG form by decision, and be on the outside of that top three, that's got to be a chip on their shoulder coming into at least this first event. They have the number one seed. They are they're arguably the favorites, but I'm sure there's an underdog feeling there. I'm super excited to see how they play specifically. Shopify's got my eyes for this tournament. I'm also obviously OpTic put together what they believe is their God Squad. Let's see if they can answer kind of to the ring of the bell and play up to their expectations, because I think their expectations are they go to every tournament this year and win every tournament, but I don't think it's gone as smooth as they probably thought it was going to, putting together the squad that they have of a juggernaut talent, and then SSG not getting out of the gate at the same pace as everybody else. How did they develop? I think recently in scrims they've started to play better and better and better, but is it in time for the first event? That's a big question. And a lot of teams coming out with an extra bit of motivation into this first tournament, trying to prove that they made the right decision left, right, and center.
How does it make you feel watching this? And like you keep bringing up the young guns, which I really like, and I'm here for this. Like I remember watching last year in Seattle. It was like there was some new names, some younger players. I was like, man, it's like times are changing, right? Like you mentioned Heinz was once upon a time like the young gun, right? And now he's here. Like, how does that, seeing that new blood come in, is that, it's got to be exciting, right? In a way, and like, how do you motivate new players to want to be those new next young guns?
I think there's something inside each individual that makes it to that level. There's so much time and dedication put in to just get to that moment. Like Last Shot and Psycho are not being handed anything other than something that I think that they have earned at this point. Last year, we were able to see Last Shot take OpTic the distance with a unproven roster. And when you look at the stats, like he had 5K damage more than anybody in the series. Like against against a team like OpTic Gaming, you're like, who is this kid? Like he put himself on the map. Psycho did the same last year, and I think like it was only a matter of time till somebody picked them up, and it was good on Roll 2 and Frosty to like maybe not step out of their comfort zone is what I should say, and understand that, hey, the new talent that's been grinding over the past 3 years is developed to the point where they can help you win tournaments.
Just got to take a chance, right?
Easier said than done, I would say.
Oh, I fully believe it, right? Because it could go either way. Sometimes, maybe it'll pan out, maybe it won't. I know we've talked about it, but so OpTic is obviously hosting. You talked about their roster. Who is on their roster right now, in case people aren't aware?
OpTic's roster is Legend, Renegade, Formal, and Bound. So 2 members of the SSG team that absolutely dominated all year. Pretty much last year. You have the MVP and Legend, obviously. Formal getting to handpick his roster. Thought he would top off the team by stealing Renegade from last year's phase and put together what is probably perceived as the highest ceiling team in the game.
I mean, that's a pretty scary roster.
Coach Lunchbox.
Hey, Lunchbox.
Yeah, they're not missing anything.
That
Yeah,
is,
they check all the boxes.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
even on just
all
on
the
paper,
lunchboxes.
even just on hey, that was good. Even on paper, that's a really scary roster to look at. And like they have all the pressure on them, right? Because this is their home opener. So was it last season or the season before where they got bounced at their home opener?
They get bounced at their home opener every time. It's just a matter of when. I think they got, as memory suits, they got second every event last year, so it would
Yeah,
have had to have been
it
in the
was
final.
when they lost the quadrant in year two,
That's yep.
early on, I think Saturday night, and that was when we had our highest placing by European team at the time, and then I think the next event that quadrant team got third. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
So hoping to rewrite some history on year 4. Maybe they can win at home. So
See.
so the event runs for like there's a couple people in chat that are hanging out that are going to be there. So the event runs from Friday to Sunday. Like what can players like what can people expect when they're there? You know, like what should be
Yeah.
happening on each day kind of type thing.
If you're a player and you're at this event, you have no shortage of tournaments to participate in. We have a bunch of side tournaments ranging from Halo 3 2v2, Halo 5 2v2, Halo Infinite 2v2, Halo 3 4v4, and of course, Halo Infinite Free For All is on Saturday. And then something new for us is a Halo Infinite 1v1 Showdown tournament that you can participate in. That in itself has $5,000 up for grabs. You ask yourself, hey, these are a lot of tournaments. Can I participate in all of them? Maybe not necessarily all of them, but something with 1v1 Showdown we're doing is that it's leaderboard style, so you can kind of play when you have time and then check back in later. Maybe you're playing in the open bracket or you're also playing in the free for all. So you have lots of opportunities to just sit back and play the games that you love, which is really awesome. And of course, if you're a little bit more chill, you have open bracket. You can support your friends all Friday, Saturday, and obviously Friday night. We have pool play going on, where the championship bracket will ultimately lead to, and really just nonstop action at any point in the day if you're at the venue. So it's really exciting.
If you've never been to an event, I highly suggest that you hang out or at least watch some of like the open play or like the pool play stuff that's happening because those stations usually get very very hype and very very fun.
Yes.
So
Outside of championship bracket and pool play itself, one thing that I love are those late night Friday matches in open bracket where it's like the next up are fighting for this spot in championship bracket and pool play. And what's really cool about this event is we partner with LVT Halo, who do a great job covering online events and also open bracket at our events. We have two open bracket feature stations where you can kind of like stand around or sit and support your friends, and it's a lot easier to watch with them commentating over it. It's such a cool experience, and I think those Friday night matches, honestly, are some of my favorite moments of the event because that's when you see the. I mean, yeah, it's called the Passion Pit, and you see some true emotion come out when either you're fighting for your life in elimination bracket or you're just getting through to that next step towards your ultimate goal, which is like becoming a pro player.
the passion definitely shines. And like
Yes.
whether you're winning or losing, I find. But yeah, it is absolutely a really great experience. It's a great place to just hang out, like rub elbows with people, see who's watching what. So if this is your first
And
time,
there's
definitely check it out. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Div.
no, we got some free stuff too. Like the moment you walk in, whether you're a player or just a general attendee, we got free posters that we'll be handing out. So you can pick one up if you're checking in, and you'll also be able to receive the event rewards card. So any Twitch drops that will be given out to viewers at home, you'll be able to unlock them instantly with a code that you can input on Waypoint. We'll have new Twitch drops for this weekend, which is super fun. And yeah, look forward to outfitting your Spartan with some cool stuff.
Super cool. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know some of y'all have like stuff happening, but before we take maybe a couple questions from the chat or anything like that, but do you guys have any predictions for next weekend? Anything you want to like speak into existence and see what happens? Nobody? Come on.
Oh, yeah, I can go.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything crazy, but I do think we'll have Shopify and OpTic in the finals. Shoot, who wins? I don't know. I I guess if I had to put my life on the line here. I would say Shopify wins HCS Arlington.
Dark
Please
horse.
don't judge me.
I think we're gonna curse him. I like Shopify's chances in this tournament. I think with the way Frosty's been playing recently, I think right now he is consistently playing as the best player in the game throughout this offseason. If he can carry that over to this weekend, I think Shopify have a really good chance to kick this one off. I think if OpTic Gaming can find their flow, I think they're going to play the best Halo Infinite that we've ever seen now. So we'll see if OpTic can reset soon. I'm hoping for SSG to be able to compete with those two more consistently, but right now I think they're a bit of a step behind. I can't predict them to go past. I think that's going to be our grand finals.
How about you,
One
Dave?
other thing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
One more thing for me, real quick.
Go for
I
it.
want to see the next step from ANZ and Mexico, and I think they're both, like we said, ANZ actually might forget stayed together. That's only going to benefit them. I want to see them hopefully get into the top 12, and I want to see Mexico. I think they can reach top 8. I know they have the skill. It could be as simple as how they're feeling that day, or like who they match up against and they play better against them. But I want to see those teams get into the top 12 and top 8. I fully expect them to make it out of open bracket, so that'll be fun.
That's always really cool to see, for sure. They come from so far, and they have a lot of heart, for sure. I think I watched one of the Mexican teams, and man, when they were like on comms, they were locked in. There was so much going on. I was watching. I was like, this is so intense. So, yeah, we got Archer's in chat, so he's looking forward to that too. So, how about you, Div? What do you think? What do you think we're gonna see?
Yeah, just real quick. Obviously, the battle that's going on at the top between OpTic and Shopify has been amazing to watch, and I'm hoping crossing my fingers that maybe we'll see OpTic get over the hump and kind of electrify the crowd a bit, because I think it'll be great to kind of do that on home soil.
If you are in the crowd and they are in the finals, bring earplugs.
Yes, please.
The OpTic crowd is no joke. I love it. They show up so hard. Cool. I don't know that I have much else. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you guys want to talk about the event, or about the event, S&D, playtesting? I think we covered a lot, actually. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Does chat have any questions specifically about the S&D Extraction coming, HCS Arlington, or anything like that? Ooh, Arthur said he might come to Worlds. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that if you show up. And for those that missed it, that might have missed it earlier, they did confirm that they will have S&D Extraction playable at Arlington. So if you were there, you can check it out, go hands-on with it, give some feedback. But yeah. What are the start times for the matches on Friday? That is a good question. That I don't know.
Or pro play 12 p.m. Open bracket starts at 11 a.m. and this is Central Time.
Cool. So 2 p.m. for me, but I'm also on the East Coast. So, well, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad that this all worked out, even with the hiccups on the Discord side. So we are solid. But if no one else has any questions or anything else, I think we're good to wrap it up.
Thank you for having us, Sam. That was fun.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. We'll have to do it again at some point. Maybe like as we get closer to Worlds or something, when, we've watched things happen. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me to talk about all things HCS ahead of Arlington. We're looking forward to it. Projected S&D release date. I don't think we're talking about that here, Oakham. So, nice try, though. But yeah, I'll let you guys have the floor for any last thoughts, any special shout-outs or anything like that.
Just thanks again, and if you're at Arlington, please come say hi. Just love chatting with the Halo community always. Appreciate everyone's support, and it's just these events are so fun. So maybe you can't make it to Arlington, but I really strongly encourage you to make it out to an event this year. It's unforgettable. So highly recommend if you haven't never been.
Yeah,
I love in-person events.
Oh, 100%. They're absolutely energizing. For folks who are still on the fence, I threw the ticket link in the chat there. If you are looking to make it out for a future event, we're always open to hearing feedback. So we're very, very open to kind of listening to what you think of this event and future ones, and hopefully we can get make each one just a little bit more special.
How about you? How about you, Wes?
Yep. No, stoked to kick this season off. I think year 4 is going to be a great one. I know OpTic always throws on banger events, so very much looking forward to the atmosphere, the competition itself, and excited to see anybody that's traveling there. They're always a blast. Feel free, like I said, all of the town is super friendly, and we all appreciate all the fans, and we wouldn't be able to do things like this without the fans. So appreciate everyone, and make sure you bother Tony as much as possible.
And say happy birthday to him.
Ooh. Is it his birthday?
No.
Every day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I see how it is. But yeah, I can confirm everybody is very, very nice in person, so definitely stop by and say hi. But in the meantime, I think we'll go ahead and call that a wrap here. Thank you, everybody in chat, for joining. Thank you for anybody that's tuning in after the fact. We appreciate you, and we will see you in Arlington, Texas next weekend for the HCS Kickoff Major hosted by OpTic Gaming. Bye.
So long.